Welcome to our community space where we'll start in a couple of minutes as more people head on in. Go ahead and start your request to speak now, and we'll get to you guys. And we had a pretty fun week with sneaky animals and a couple of fun live auctions going on. Swap router's been great. I don't know who's been using it, but it's super easy to swap into stars right now. Shane will be joining us as well. He's running a couple of minutes late, so in another minute or two, we'll just go ahead and get right into the community stuff. Oh, well, look who it is. Hey, Shane.
Hey, how's it going, everyone?
I'm doing well. Are you settled in?
Yeah, I'm totally settled in. It's long as we talk. Hopefully, the buy price situation.
Yeah, we can continue.
All right, great.
Yeah, nice to meet you. Great. Yeah, I guess let's go ahead and start our chat with some of the updates since we've last done our community space. There's been a lot of changes. One of the biggest ones is live auctions, which has turned into a pretty big hit the last week or two.
Yeah, people seem to be liking it a lot. I think it's one of the more interesting features in terms of how it works from the chain, because normally when stuff like this is built on any other platform, there's some kind of centralized entity that has to settle it at the end, because there's no like concept of scheduling or timing. But the way we built it, we tapped into Cosmos feature ABCI that kind of lets you do timing stuff. So it all happens on chain. So like the settlement happens on chain. And as far as I know, that's not done anywhere else.
Right. So like on Ethereum, on OpenSea, that's all centralized, right?
I mean, on OpenSea, even the order book, it all happens off chain. And only the payments are on chain.
So this is quite possibly the only one that we know of, at least, right? That does everything on chain.
Yeah, totally.
Great. And then the other big news is a swap router from Skip that makes it a lot easier for people to onboard in stars.
Yeah, totally. Play around with it a bit more. We keep making it better, to keep making the UX better. So now it should show you just kind of like the top 3 or 4 main chains where you have liquidity. So it should be faster and simpler to use. But this is like a V1 of it. The next kind of iteration of this is anywhere where there's some kind of purchase flow. So, for example, when you want to buy an NFT, you'll be able to there itself just swap from any asset. So swap from Atom or swap from Osmo into stars. So you can essentially you'll be able to like buy that kit with like Osmo or stars. I mean, or like Atom.
Awesome. So what are the main things that we're working on right now? Like what can the community expect to see in the coming months?
So the short term, a couple things we're doing. A lot of people have asked for burn to knit for a long time. So finally we'll have that natively. So projects can burn an NFT to mint a new one. Let me see what else. We are working on deploying DAO, so you'd be able to create DAO from Stargaze, and also minting with other assets. So the first thing we're going to do is we're working with Noble for their airdrop campaign. So you'll be able to mint this friendship bracelet with Frenzy. So that's going to be just kind of like the first way to launch this feature. And then eventually with other assets like Atom and Osmo as well. Other things that are coming up, making other assets available to, so going through Squid. I know it's confusing. There's Skip and Squid and a whole bunch of other things that start with S. But yeah, we're going to enable swapping with ETH assets as well. So that should kind of open the door to improve UX onboarding. And then also kind of working with integrating with MetaMask a bit more down the line, kind of open the door to ETH people to kind of mess around with Stargaze. So yeah, that's kind of like in the near term, some of the stuff that we're working on. I can talk a bit more about the longer term stuff.
Sure, yeah. Where does Infinity Swap fit in?
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that. So Marketplace and Infinity, yeah, those are also coming. We're trying to kind of streamline them so we can get them out faster. Initially, Infinity was kind of going to have its like own UI and stuff like that. I think we're going to just initially launch it integrated into the marketplace, so we can ship it faster. So yeah, I would say that have it on testnet this week with the contracts, and then kind of build out the front end for it. So yeah, next 2 months or so, I'd say.
Okay, great. And then what about the status of interchain NFT transfers?
Yeah, so that is also pretty much almost there. The kind of holdup with that was initially we were thinking that we may have to have some kind of like fees to like exit to transfer NFTs across chains. And then kind of backtracked on that because you don't really have that for other IBC assets, right? So you can just, freely permissionlessly like, transfer Osmo, for example, across it. So why would you have any kind of barrier for NFT? And if interchain IBC transfers has any kind of restriction, then someone else will just make something that doesn't have it. So decided to kind of do away with that stuff and just launch the feature. So I think it's looking like that will happen in the next 2.
Wow, that's pretty exciting. And then we talked about the IBC Minter, Open Edition Minter's been a hit. What are the other big projects we're working on?
So
The longer term goal.
yeah, so kind of longer term. So we want Stargaze everywhere, right? And there's a bunch of new Cosmos Awesome chains that are launching. There's also Celestial that's launching soon. That's going to have a bunch of rollups on it. Osmosis just announced that they're going to be kind of supporting Celestia and some of the modular world. So that's kind of the direction Stargaze is going to go in as well. We want to have outposts on every Cosmos and chain, other rollups, and connect over IBC. So that's more longer term. There's a couple more things. So names, right? Names hasn't gotten a lot of love in a while. So that needs kind of an update, a revamp, and also have to build the renewal feature into it because it's going to be by the end of the year, it's going to be a year. So the names are going to have to have like a recurring fee. So an update to names is also in the pipeline.
Yeah, and that update will happen 1 year prior to the date it launched.
Yeah. Oh, and one more thing I forgot to mention that we really want to get out as soon as possible is the loyalty program or VIB program. Still don't know exactly what we'll call this. Maybe we'll do a poll with you guys. Someone suggested calling it the Stargaze Degen Club. Right now, generally we're calling it like a VIP program. But basically, the way it'll work is that you'll get a discount on trading based on how much you have staked. And it's not just discounts on trading; it's like other stuff too. Maybe we'll have like raffles and token gated chat with the team and stuff like that. So basically, it'll have like some level, some tiers. So I'm just making up these numbers. I don't know exactly what the numbers are going to be, but like, let's say you stake 5,000 stars, you'll be, I don't know, tier 3, or if you stake 15,000, you'll be like tier 2 or whatever. And then you'll get discounts on trading and stuff. So this is an attempt to get, more people staking, more people kind of aligned with the network and the token, and also kind of connecting the user kind of layer with the kind of infrastructure and staking layer. Because right now there are, like, from our data, it shows that there are almost two different demographics. You have, the people that are kind of like Cosmos native and they understand staking and they earn yield from, staking stars. And then we have kind of the retail mainstream users who, only want to trade NFTs, but they're not really interested in staking. But staking is healthy for the network, and we want more people to do it. So this is kind of an attempt to kind of bridge that gap.
Yeah, blend the two communities of people together.
Totally.
Yeah. Jorge, welcome. Yeah, I don't know if you have anything to add to the current things we're working on.
Hey guys. I just want to add on Infinity Pool thing just to expand on why it was taking a little bit longer. Our main goal was to cap liquidity in Infinity Pools, but at the same time build like a router where you can just execute like a buy on the router, and it will give you the best price either in the traditional marketplace or in any of the pools. So that's why kind of like also Marketplace B2 is happening at the same time, because there was more stuff needed to make it that like a possible way for trade and still give you like the best pricing when you want to trade on Floor NFTs. But then we are kind of like just deciding to start slowly with pools, even if there's like a non-main router. That will happen right after the Infinity Pools and Marketplace B2 are shipped. Marketplace B2 have like some design chains on the contract, which will help us with preventing like stale ask in the marketplace. So there's like less issues where you're trying to buy and the NFT or the marketplace does have ownership of the NFT to complete trade, which will be tricky when you combine like different protocols, like in this case, Infinity Pool and Marketplace.
Yeah, and we're going to be moving towards a design where the marketplace escrows NFTs because especially after we have IBC transfers and stuff, we don't want to run into issues where people have their NFT listed, but then it's actually stale and doesn't work.
Okay, great. Let's go ahead and hear from the audience right now. I think so. If you guys want to come up and speak, this is your space. Go ahead and request to speak, and you'll get some stage time. First person up is Lonely Astro Club.
Hey guys, this is Lost appearing from the Lonely Astro Club account. Really exciting stuff to hear that you guys are doing. I love that you're finding more ways to onboard new people, first of all, and just making the swap a lot easier. I'd love to hear that. As well as the burn to mint. That's really cool to hear that you guys are doing that. We actually have our next big is coming on Friday. We're releasing the lab where you'll be able to upgrade your Lonely Astros. And we've created our own burn to mint within that. But basically, we have these black market serums. We distributed them as a part of our bounty program utility. They're in limited supply. There's only 555 of them. And you'll be able to combine that with your Lonely Astro in the lab to create a killer Astro. And these killer Astros are fully animated. It's a limited supply. We have plans to give out portals coming up pretty soon. To distribute those portals, you have to hold 3 Astros. So burning one of your Lonely Astros and turning them into a killer Astro, that'll still count towards your portal allotment or your ability to get that airdrop. But yeah, we're really excited. We've been putting a lot of work into the lab, developing that so you can choose your 2 NFTs and burn them and mint the new one. But then also just all the art and the work we put into animating every single piece within the collection. It is generative, but there was so much tender, loving care that went into building the killer Astros. So we're really excited to see people create those. What you'll want to do is the Lonely Astro before Friday to be to gain entry to that lab and be able to use it. But the fall, if you hold it after Friday, you'll be able to get access the next Friday. And we're kind of trickling out the creation of the killer Astros just to give people time to showcase what they've created and show their love for the art that we put into it. Animations has been a really big thing for us since the beginning of our launch through our stories and our chapters and all that. So yeah, if you have some time to check out our page, I'll actually, if you don't mind, I'll pin our article about it. But yeah, we're really, really excited to share this with everyone and to just showcase the art and all the work and to see what people are creating.
Sounds cool. Yeah, I'm excited to see the lab.
Thank you. Yeah, we put a lot of work into this, and the lore and story has always been a part of our project. So, we posted our animations for each chapter of our story on Twitter. A really easy way to see them all at once is to go into our Discord and look at the Astro Lore channel. We're also developing a token gated part of our website where you can watch all those animations back to back. We've done a couple animations per chapter, and we're already at chapter 7 right now. So, Starry's put a lot of work into those animations. One of the creators of Lonely Astro Club, and yeah, we're just excited to share more story pieces and incorporate more utility into the project that follows that major story and narrative.
Yeah, I've seen some of those animations and they're super cool. It makes me kind of want more. So yeah, awesome job.
Oh, and the other part of our Killer Astros that I haven't mentioned is all of the royalties for the Killer Astro collection are going to go back to the holders. We have a token gated channel within our Discord for those holders once you do get a Killer Astro, and we'll be having community votes. So, the initial structure of the collection will just be to distribute periodically back to the holders all of those royalties. But let's say that the community decides to vote and do something different with that, invest that money to other NFTs or what have you, that'll be completely up to all of the Killer Astro holders. So we're really excited to create something for the community and put it back into the hands of the community and just be like a really fun thing to share and partake in.
Cool. Yeah, thanks a lot. You guys have always kept on building and never stopped. So I appreciate all the work you guys are putting into it.
Thank you. We appreciate that. And we love all the updates that you guys are on to Stargaze, creating more ways to invite more people in. So we super appreciate you guys.
Thanks. Yeah. And always give us any feedback on any of the new stuff you guys want. All right, let's go ahead and hear from Sachin. I believe Sachin and Ramit are both from Huddle.
Hey, hi guys. Hi Rohan. Hey Shane. Thanks a lot for inviting us on the stage. Definitely been following Stargaze for a very long time. Great work with the live auctions as well. I'll be very quick on that. I'm Sachin, currently working at Huddle One. And I have Ramit with me, the technical product manager for Huddle One. And in case you guys have been following the Commonwealth, there is a discussion open about the integration of Huddle One into the Stargaze ecosystem. Ruan, do you want me to give a introduction of Huddle One first?
Yeah, please do.
For everyone who's not familiar with the proposal.
Awesome. So yeah, Huddle One has existed, I think it's 3 years into development now. We are backed by Long Hash, Balaji Srinivasa and all great people in the ecosystem. So Huddle One can be summarized in 3 components or layers. First is the Huddle One dApp, where we have the main Huddle One dApp, which is just like Zoom, but with all the Web3 native integrated features. Like you can have authentication mechanism via your Stargaze wallet instead of email address and password. You can have Stargaze names as a DID to log in with. And you can have the NFTs integrated as a profile picture, analytics of everybody who joined in the call, and much more. Everything that is required in Web3 right now. So you can say Web3 for Zoom, but with some additional more features. And we have the Huddle One Spaces, which is an alternative to Twitter Spaces. And we got some massive response on that as well since we launched last month. Then as a second layer, you have the Huddle One Infrastructure SDK, which is an SDK that is available across React and Unity SDK and others, where you can integrate the audio video into your metaverse, your game, your Web2 application or Web3 application. And we have seen some great use cases on that as well, with Lens ecosystem massively using Huddle One SDK, and this decentralized social media platforms that are coming in like Farcaster, etc. Exploring Huddle. Butterfly, one of the decentralized social media, has integrated for their Web3 spaces. And in the third step or the third layer, we have the protocol where our mission is to decentralize the RTC layer or the real-time communication, which will be going live in, you can say, 2 quarters. And basically everybody who runs a node will be able to power the bandwidth for the audio video calls, which utilizes blockchain not just to decentralize the communication layer, which for which no alternative currently exists. I mean, if you want to use Zoom, you have to, send your packets all the way to the Zoom's US server and back. And that's the only way to communicate using the Zoom's cloud for bandwidth. But if I can run a node for a call that me and 100 people will be attending, and similarly, anybody can run a node, which also reduces the time that it takes for people to send packets from one place to another, and you can have much more optimized way of doing calls, much lower latency, and obviously decentralized. So you're not at risk of losing your privacy, and nobody can kind of shut it down. So that's like the summary of Huddle. Open to take questions. And if you haven't checked out the proposal, I think mentioned a lot of things there. Currently, Huddle One is integrated in Polygon, Ethereum, Solana Mobile. And I think we saw some great use cases, like DGod's NFT, one of the largest NFT collections in Solana, using Huddle One for token gated meetings. Let's say like BadKids is having a token gated meeting. All the BadKid holders can join that call in a very Web3 like manner, and only they can join in. And let's say everybody who joined in, BadKids wants to airdrop some other NFT collection, they can do that. Or Stargaze is having a community call, and everybody who joins in can kind of get an airdrop, not just by Stargaze, but let's say some other protocol or community. So we have seen use cases like that, and that's what we are proposing to kind of build on Huddle One. Other use cases being like, and I'll be very quick about it just so that I can end. Let's say Cosmoverse is happening with tickets on Stargaze. So you can have demo days on Huddle One with everybody who has the VIP ticket on Stargaze. So those kind of use cases can be explored in, just the immediate step. Yeah, happy to take question, guys.
Yeah, and I believe the funding requested is $10,000. That's a one-time fee, correct?
Yes, so that covers the development cost, and we're very rigorous about it, the entire testing process, and we estimate around 4 weeks for a development to go through. We will not be taking any amount upfront, and only when we have a complete integration that we have mentioned in the Commonwealth proposal delivered. There'll be a 3x5 multi-sig wallet. Right now, 2 multi-sigs are decided. One is the Notional DAO, and second is Omniflix.
Oh, hey, Ruan, is the Burn site up yet? The one that Trevor built, is that one up yet?
The one with the couch where you could select a bunch of NFTs.
Yeah.
I believe it's up. At least I saw like the Vercel version of it up.
Okay. Yeah. We'll make an announcement about that very soon. But yeah, we're a community member built this super awesome site where you can like interactively burn NFTs that you don't want, and there's multiple different ways to burn it, and it's this kind of like 3D environment, and it's really fun. So like there's this one kind of environment where there's this big foot comes out of nowhere and like smashes your NFT into pieces. So yeah, it's just a kind of a little fun thing that's coming out soon.
Yeah, something to do with all your Donald Trump NFTs. A lot of stuff on there. Well, yeah, no. Thanks for the coming up and chatting about Huddle. If anyone has any questions about Huddle or the proposal, please request to speak, and we'll get your questions answered from the team right here. So yeah, it's more or less a network for communication, right? That can be token gated or not, and that's decentralized. Is that kind of like the quick 2 or 3 line summary?
Yes, you can say infrastructure for communication. Correct.
Okay, great. Guys, any other? Who else wants to pop up and come chat with us? This is your time to speak.
Should we also talk about maybe anything that's in Commonwealth? Any kind of other props that are coming up soon?
I know that George's prop, he's gonna take that to governance, and that was the analytics one. But I don't not believe he's up here right now. That's to support his website. Is it Stargaze -analytics? I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe so.
Yeah. So I believe he's asking for $50,000 in stars to help support the development of the site. And that should go on chain relatively soon, I believe. There's another one that popped up yesterday, I believe, for NFT Hop on Stargaze. I haven't played around with that too much, but the website seemed fun. You kind of thumbs up and thumbs down NFTs if you like. I don't know if anyone is familiar with that, would like to come up and chat about it. Nope. And then we also had the Monta DAO proposal actually pass as well. So there's now $200,000 in liquidity in the Monta stars pool. So that helps our friends at Kujira trade in and out of stars.
Yeah.
With this. Yeah.
We've also been talking to our Composable Picasso team about integrating more with DOC and KSM. So eventually, we want to kind of open the doors to the Polkadot ecosystem as well, for them to come in and play around with Stargaze. Let me see what else is there.
We talked about staking the 250,000 Osmo in the community pool probably through liquid staking. Maybe is what it may seem like. I think Jorge was talking about that too.
Yeah, I think the easiest thing to do there is just to convert those into SD stars and then just hold the SD stars instead. That's probably the simpler thing to do then, because initially we were thinking of finding a way for the community pool itself to stake the star. I mean, to stake the Osmo. Sorry, I meant SD Osmo. So just convert it to SD Osmo and keep that.
Yeah, agreed. Nightgo, welcome.
Yeah, hi. Hi, everyone. Great work with Stargaze. I noticed there's been lots of improvements to the marketplace and the launchpad, and that's what I like to talk about. I was wondering if there was any plans to separate the open edition mints from the other mints, because they seem to be getting drowned within the list of things there. And also, is it possible that when the project is minted out, for example, it comes off the homepage to make it less busy? Because I find I'm missing out open edition mints that are for 1 day because there's no way of me seeing it. So that's my feedback, and wondering if there's any plans to do that.
Oh, yes, for sure. We're thinking of launching like a tokens page that will just have all of those. So right now, for visibility, for one-on-ones or open edition is usually, it's like the only way for visibility right now is for those to go on auction, right? And then you can see it on the live auctions page. But yeah, we also want to launch just like a tokens page where you can just see them all. So it'll be on kind of like the same layer as the marketplace now, which shows all the collections.
Okay. How soon would that be happening? Because this week I've missed a few, and the list is really long on the page. You have to either go through new or trending or set on featured. And if they're not featured, you can't really tell from the list of the many non-featured things which is an open edition one or which one is not. So it's a disadvantage to some extent, seeing that they have a short time to be minted out, but now they're not being seen by people who want them.
Yeah, that's a really good point. From what I understand, it's actually not too difficult to build that, so we can kind of bump it up in priority. So maybe we can get that done in, maybe in the next few weeks. So I'll make a note of that.
Thank you very much.
Of course. Thank you. Caden, welcome.
Hi. Yeah, I actually just jumped up to come and say hello to you guys. Kaiden recently joined your little community. Yeah, we had a first phase of our little ants collection, which minted on Stargaze. So just wanted to actually come up and say hello.
Well, hello. Oh, yeah. Thanks for coming up and saying hello. Yeah, we're working on a bunch of stuff here, and we're constantly shipping new stuff each week. I don't know what new things we'll have for you by Thursday for the next updates, but I know we'll be having something. Does anybody else have any questions for Stargaze or anything that they would like to discuss with us? Anything we missed that you guys have been really wanting to see?
You know,
Anyone meant to super fun NFT?
there's a proposal. There's a discussion on Commonwealth that we haven't talked about much. And maybe it's worth bringing it back. Manette Supply has a post about using community pool funds to bootstrap liquid staking. This is not something that we have talked about too much, but I think it's interesting. And I think it was written in May, and we haven't. I don't recall anything that went to actual governance. But I don't want to let it just languish. I want to maybe address that again. So basically, he's talking about using community pool funds to bootstrap liquidity pools in ST stars and Q stars. So
yeah, let me see. Yeah, so we pretty much just use community pool funds and stake them through Stride or Quicksilver and inject them into liquidity pool just to create deeper liquidity for the stake pair.
Yeah, right.
And speaking of stake tokens as well, we're going to allow offers in stake stars, right? At some point.
Yeah, that's going to come with Marketplace V2. So I think, but now the plan is to launch Infinity before that, and then launch Marketplace, which will enable that. And I mean, I kind of see stake stars as becoming almost like the native asset of the platform, because when you are kind of using auctions or bidding or making offers, you don't want to lose out on staking. So it's probably the more optimal asset here. So we will kind of want to build first class support for stake stars.
Yeah, I believe the trend kind of in the next couple of years is going to be a higher percentage of liquid stake tokens. Oh, hey, Atlas Dow. Yeah, I saw you had your hand up. Atlas, yeah, you can chat.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Lonely, I think you've got some background noise. Can you mute yourself?
Oh, it showed that I was on mute. Sorry about that.
Atlas.
I'm excited for you guys. What you guys are building. It's been there late. I bought it last time. Like the question NFT thing.
Sorry, Atlas Dow, I couldn't hear you. What did you say?
But outputs of Stargaze. Interesting NFC or not?
Can't really hear your question, but I think I think you're asking if they're interchain.
My no.
Are they?
No. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah.
Oh no, I'm asking for outputs. Those that require or like what's the ET on that?
Yeah, so Outpost basically wraps the interchain NFT stuff. And if you're as an NFT creator, you don't have to anything special. Like you don't have to migrate your contract or anything like that. It'll work with existing NFTs. But one thing you may want to do though is we're working on a royalty registry. So if you're as a creator and if your NFT is transferred to another chain, that other chain does not have to honor any royalties or anything like that. So what we're building is this royalty registry where you as the creator can define what royalties you want on a per protocol basis and a default, and then other chains can use interchain queries and they can query that to find out if you have any royalties and how much they are and stuff. So that's kind of another thing that's coming along with the whole interchain NFT.
That's great. One thing also I'm excited is the Infinity Swipe, Infinity Pool.
Would it be similar to Swiss like there's like on into it because that's pretty big deal. Yeah.
We're not. We can't hear you very clearly.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah. Let me try. I heard what you said. Yeah, it's pretty much the same thing. It's pretty much it's pretty much the same thing. Except that it'll have a bit more kind of like enhanced options of functionality. Like as far as I understand, SudoSwap has 0 royalties. But Infinity it'll use the royalty registry, so it'll enable creators to set what royalty they want per protocol. So if they want, for example, to have royalties to be set to like 0.5% for Infinity, but have it, set to 5% for the regular marketplace, then they can do that.
And also, saying on I don't know if you give me again. What's like the most exciting thing coming up? Well, what you're excited the most, like coming up next? What's this?
Is that a question for me? That's a difficult question for me because I'm excited about everything. Let me see. Bringing bringing in more people from other Ethereum MetaMask integration is exciting to me. The Outpost stuff is very exciting to me because that stuff is like entirely new and like totally like Cosmos native, right? IBC native, right? That's cutting edge stuff. That's breaking new ground. Very, very few other ecosystems even have the technology to build this kind of stuff. So yeah, that's something I'm very excited about. And I'm just excited in general about NFT DeFi, right? That's kind of we want to be building more kind of NFT DeFi protocols. I mean, the main value prop of NFTs and trading NFTs is awesome, and I think we have now we have enough mature tools to do that, and I think we're getting to a point where we can start like moving beyond that, and kind of building like a bit more kind of sophisticated protocols, and you guys grow along with that, right? So as you guys kind of grow along with the ecosystem, you want to do more and more stuff. We kind of grow along with that too and start to offer more and more.
Nice. I'm excited to see Stargaze as the NFT of the whole crypto. Let's make it happen.
Oh yeah.
All right, let's hear from Stake and Relax.
Hey guys, happy to be here. Thank you very much for putting me up to stage. I recently just checked the market cap of the Stargaze token, and then occasionally I also check the market cap of BadKids, which is the culture of Stargaze essentially. The market cap of BadKids is around 6.5 million where I checked it, and Stargaze was at 30 million. And I think that is not really justified for the tech you built, as Stargaze is a brilliant NFT platform and has one of the best techs out there. And tied to that, my question would be, as it's really, really important to track down more artists and creators to Stargaze, is there long-term some plans to maybe bridge some NFTs from Ethereum or other ecosystems to the Stargaze platform?
Yeah, that's a great question. And yeah, that's the entire, purpose of like MetaMask integration and, bridging to Ethereum and with interchain NFT transfers. For example, one thing we want to do, have some kind of incentive, some kind of liquidity incentive program for people to migrate over their Ethereum NFTs and kind of play around with Stargaze, right? And then they might enjoy trading, minting, using, everything that's nice integrated into the website, Infinity and so forth. So then they may realize that they like that experience better than this kind of disjointed experience you have on Ethereum where you have to go to 20 different sites to do what you want to do. So yeah, that is kind of like the goal with all these integrations that we're working on, and we want to make that happen. But another thing to realize though is like from the outside, it may seem that like the thing that Stargaze has to do is to bring in more like talented artists. It is not just that; it's a two-sided marketplace, right? We need to also bring in traders and just a lack of a better term, we need to bring in some traders and some whales as well, right? We need the other side of the marketplace as well. We need some big whales to be trading as well. So we kind of have we're working on a program where on one side we are reaching out to creators from other ecosystems and also people who are new to crypto or might not even, artists that might not even know about NFTs and kind of, bring them in. And then on the other side of it, we're also doing this thing where like we're, manually reaching out to large accounts on Twitter and trying to bring them in by, helping them like install Kepler, maybe giving them a little bit of stars or whatever. Like that's another thing that we're working on.
Sounds amazing. And how would that work if I have maybe, let's say, my favorite NFT on ETH and I want to bridge it to Stargaze? How would that essentially work? Which provider I would use, or would that be natively on Stargaze in the long term?
Yeah, it'll be native. It'll be native on Stargaze. So you'll have some kind of interface where you'll see your ETH NFTs, and then you'll be able to transfer it over to Stargaze. Initially, it'll probably be a bunch of whitelisted collection. And the reason for that is because, especially on ETH, every collection is indexed in different ways. Some of them use IPFS, some of them use Arweave, some of them even use some like centralized server or whatever. And our website, Stargaze.zone, has to know how to like pull in all that data, right? It has to know like how to get all the metadata and kind of display it with the rest of the platform. So initially is going to be maybe just like a list of whitelisted collections that the website supports, and then after that gets built out more and more, then we can open the doors to bring in.
Amazing. Thank you very much for the insight, and hopefully we soon see the Bored Apes on the Cosmos ecosystem.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks for coming in, Steak and Relax. Wolfman, welcome back.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Kadesh, Shane, Ruan, Little Game, Michael. Good to see you. It's been a minute.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, good to see you. Hope you're doing well.
It's been a while. Yeah, we've all been like, traveling like that for conference and stuff. So it's good to be back.
Yeah, it was really awesome to I didn't actually get to, I just got to see the images of it, but I didn't get to see your talk. But just the insane, publicity that you guys got, and having the Bad Kids talk as well, and it's really exciting to see some of this moment take off. And I think it was the Awesome Wasm event. You even had said like the majority of projects there were working on things to do with NFTs, and it's a really exciting time that we're in, because Stargaze is built exactly for growing that side of the ecosystem when it comes to all that. So seeing that side of like what you guys are doing is awesome, and then seeing what Little Gains has been doing to onboard new artists and get awareness for the platform, and what all of you guys have been doing, like just all the work, the grind, like you guys really so much, like you can see from when we started to where we're at now, like just the transition and the evolution of the team. It's been incredible to watch. You guys are really finding your footing, and you're really headed in the right direction as far as like seeing this thing have that that massive amount of growth that I think we all know that this platform's capable of. And it's exciting to see that, we've really built ourselves on this solid foundation to launch all of that from, and we have really good footing and a really good solid team. And that just, it's unreal, because, no matter what, every time I've looked at it, and I know you've launched a lot of companies as well, and had startups and things like that. And so you've seen it as well. It's like, it really does take like a good 3 years for a company to get its full footing and to be established, and I'd say even really that 4th year is where you hit that, like, begin to really rock it. And we're really in that for you guys, like the pre-building that you did before the launch, and then where we're at now, we're really finding our footing in that way. And it's just amazing to see, because there's so much ahead of us. It's like there isn't a too late here. Even the market cap of our token is just incredible to think about where it can go. And I mean, there's just so much potential, and it's exciting to see. So yeah, I'm just so grateful to have found Stargaze, to have been a part of the genesis and done our journey here. And we're working hard too on our side to just build some amazing tools that builders can use that'll work with what you guys are doing, and continue that multi-chain narrative as well. And just kind of obviously doing it from a little bit different approach. Not everything's on chain, but like connecting to all the chains and bringing it into like a central hub for teams to be able to build, and doing everything we can to integrate what you guys do. And so I'm excited. I'm excited for DAO to come be live, to see what those outposts are going to look like, and see what interchain NFTs and how that's going to be interesting as far as like staking and keeping track of things, and like just like all the pools and everything else. I was actually curious too, Shane, what you guys thought about with the Uniswap kind of, I forget what it's called, but the new way that pools are going to function. And if you guys have thought about, are there advantages of heavily establishing the stablecoin pool for stars versus having such a heavy pool with Osmo? Is it smart to transition away, or have both, or focus on both?
Yeah, man. First of all, awesome having someone like you as a builder on top of Stargaze, and you built some awesome stuff, and want to hear a bit more about what you're up to on that front. In terms of pools, it definitely makes sense to decouple away from well, not necessarily decouple away, but right now Stars is too intertwined with every other with Osmo and Atom, and like every other token in their ecosystem. So I do think it's important to bring in a stablecoin pair. So that is something that we're working on. The thing is that we have to consider the timing a little bit, because Noble is launching native USDC. There's also Axel. So kind of have to figure out what approach to take there, and which decks to launch on, and so forth. So, but yeah, that's definitely something that we want to do.
That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, especially like for us, we're if you haven't seen it on the big board above, Stardust is the first token to launch on the Stargaze chain outside of Stars, the native token, which was a really exciting moment. It was a long time coming, and I just remember early on too, just like the back and forth of where we would launch our token. There was Juno back then too, and I didn't want to do a CW. Just finding out that you guys were bringing Token Factory over, and then just the long journey of like getting to that moment for that technology to be there. And like, when you're a first at something, it's like you have to be patient for that, and you have to, at the same time too, you got all the bugs. Like right now we're working with George to get there's no testnet bridge between Osmosis and Stargaze, so we're he's working on getting that live for us, so we could do our testnet tokens over there, because we want to do the stream swap to get price discovery for our token, which is also amazing too. You just think about like a lot of the tech that if we would have done things sooner, if we would have rushed this, it pays to actually not get in FOMO and feel like you have to jump into something just because there's something there, but really be patient, because that patience has really paid off. Where I think everything that we're trying to build for our ecosystem and Owly's game, and with Stargaze, with Stardust and ONFT, so much of that is relying on healthy tools and healthy ways to get that, like that price discovery alone. I mean, StreamSwap is such an revolutionary tool for projects like ours to be able to utilize something like that and be able to launch a pool and get on proper osmosis, and not just be on Frontier and things like that too. So it's a really exciting moment in time for Cosmos projects as a whole, but especially here on Stargaze, being able to, for us, if you want a token, to be able to, after we get ours going too, I hope to see more projects come aboard and feel, that the foreground is laid there to like take the next steps to do what they want to do. Because I can't imagine what Stargaze and the blockchain can look like a year, 2 years from now with these kind of tools, and just the ability for, because these tokens are easily IBC native, the ability to bridge them to other chains and do other things, especially when it comes to gaming. just the implications there are tremendous for building something where there's not a lot of headaches later down the road. So I appreciate all your guys' hard work getting that tool ready for us so that we can do that. Something cool to touch on too, actually, is the Gaze token was the second token on chain, and that is what have officially declared the official meme token of Stargaze. Is the Gaze token. Stargaze, fits pretty well. And we've talked on the back end, obviously, on why it's going to be even more fun later down the road. But there is something cool about the way that we're going to start bringing some of those tokens into circulation, and it will very much be a Stargaze project-focused launch to get those in circulation initially, and then some really fun long-term things that we can do with it. But I think it's going to be really fun to have a meme token on Stargaze and to see where that goes. So, it's a lot of fun. You guys have built an amazing platform where, we get to do stuff like this and be innovative and creative. And, you can just take wherever your mind takes you. There's so many tools now that allow us to just bring those things to life. And so, yeah, man, thank you.
No, thank you.
See George.
Yeah,
Thank you, George, for all your hard work.
Is George in here? George, if you want to come up and chat about your proposal, please feel free to. But yeah, let's hear from Gaines.
Hey. If you guys want, you guys can go to TP NFTs. He's been waiting, so I can wait. My questions.
All right, TP, you're up.
Hi everyone. Thank you, Kins. Thank you, dear Mizzy. I wanted to ask, listening you guys talk about onboarding new artists and stuff. So, want to know what is Stargaze doing differently to bring up new collectors to the.
Actually, this would be a good question for Gaines.
Hey, TP. Well, definitely, I guess, showcasing the different features that Stargaze offers, being a chain that's, really dedicated for the NFT community and creators. I think that really sets us apart from other competitors. So just really showcasing what can be done with Stargaze and just, basically even demonstrations, doing demonstrations, live demos with people in Discord and stuff like that really does help. So that's what I'm actively doing. I'm actively reaching out to people, taking that time to hop on a call, do a stream, and just show them like the interesting features of Stargaze marketplace. So yeah.
Cool. Thank you for the clarification.
Jorge, do you have anything you want to comment on?
Talking about like the token factory and what ONFT has been doing he's been taking a while. Like as always, like first time like projects that do the things the first time, it always has this little extra steps, like because there is a lot of unknowns, and I just have so like the patience that they have been having with us, like working together and to this happen. But as I mentioned, like once this is like done, like it will be better like talks and instructions for future projects that want also to or use the same features.
Okay. Good. Sorry for saying your name wrong, brother. Thank you for all your hard work with us, man. I really appreciate it.
I don't know where it's always happy to help.
Also, I think maybe a little shout out to Wild Dev, who I think helped you guys as well, if I'm not mistaken.
Absolutely, yeah. He is our lead dev on all of our projects. So yeah, he's been an amazing partner in building all of this. Yeah, he's amazing. We're coming up with a lot of really cool stuff that as it comes out, I can't wait to tell you guys more about. But I think our new platform will go live for testing on the 15th. So it's going to be really a much nicer interface than where it's at right now, and it'll be really exciting to see everybody get to start testing it out and using it, and hopefully get the bugs worked out. And it's exciting.
All right, Gaines, you are up now.
All right, thank you. Been getting this question a lot from people. When Liquid Stake starts trading and minting, and also when placing offers for NFTs with NFTs. I think that'd be something super interesting to be able to maybe just take an NFT and place an offer with it for other NFTs.
Oh man, I love that idea. Actually, now that we have Burn to Mint, that's actually kind of a similar kind of paradigm there. I think we can add that in. NFTs as offers. I think that's awesome.
Oh yeah. Holy crap, dude. That's amazing. I know, isn't it? I know.
That'll be so much fun.
Somebody brought it up. I think it was in our Discord or Telegram, and I'm like, wait, I've heard of this before. It's happening on OpenSea recently. Maybe it was Adrika that brought this up, but yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be very cool. And also the liquid stake stars, being able to trade, or even mint. Have you thought about this whole idea?
Yeah, so that's already supported by Marketplace V2. The only thing is it has to be deployed and stuff. So that is going to